So I will read now um, paper that I wrote in October 2024, so last year. It's called the Black Paper of Bitcoin. So the Black Paper of Bitcoin, 31st October 2024. 15 years since Satoshi Nakamoto started all this. Chapter 1. The Way. The purpose of a currency is to move around, to buy products and services, to be exchanged between people. So, the Black Paper of Bitcoin, 31st October 2024, written by myself. 15 years since Satoshi Nakamoto started all this. Chapter 1. The Way. The purpose of a currency is to move around, to buy products and services, to be exchanged between people as much as possible, as fast as possible. Like the neurons in our body that communicate and exchange information through electromagnetic impulses. We, people, exchange energy from an economic point of view through money. If we exchange more and faster, we as a whole entity grow. We, the living things on this planet, like in the movie Avatar, we are interconnected. Real fact, we exchange energy when we interact with each other, directly or indirectly. We are influencing and get influenced by each other. If we want or not, the richest man on the planet is influenced by the poorest, and vice versa. At the level of the whole, when you look, everything is interconnected without existing a central authority. The system is regulating itself by the majority of the nodes. Nodes here being anything that vibrates, that has a frequency. Well, blockchain concept should do the same for the economic system. Think of a cryptocurrency. As the impulse between neurons, it needs to travel fast between them, and there is no central authority within that system. In the case of neurons, you might say, well, is the will of the person that is conducting the flows, but it's not. There is always something bigger that influenced you, you by society, society by the global weather by the movements of the planet, and so on. And trust, there is no need for trust. Between neurons, for example, there is always something bigger than them that they cannot fool. It sees them. They are always a minority. They are part of a bigger thing. For millennia, humans tried to replicate what they saw in nature. Constructions of the buildings, flying, our cities. If you look at them from the airplane in the night and see how they are connected, they are and look the same as neurons. We do these things involuntarily. It's just the flow of life, the natural unfold of the Big Bang. So to put this concept of neurons into our human economic system. A currency should be like that impulse between neurons, fast and always flowing. But what do we have? Is it Bitcoin flowing? No. People hold with their teeth onto it. Digital gold, they say. The purpose of a currency, any currency, is to flow, is to be used for products and services, to be exchanged between people. The utility of it is not staying in a virtual vault, awaiting for the speculations. It is in its useness, how much is used for real products and services between people, being exchanged, being used freely like the wind needs to flow from tropics to poles. You don't put it into a box. Imagine that starting tomorrow, we all keep our dollars, waiting for a moment when their value will grow and sell them. The purpose of money is to be exchanged between us. They are our energy translation into the economic practical environment. What I wrote here might sound esoteric or science fiction, but is more practical than you and me breathing and reading it right now. Second chapter, the truth. People get involved with it because they can make money with it. They can buy and sell and make a profit, or they can buy and hold it as an asset, hoping in the future will worth much more so they can sell it and make profit again. That's not the point of it, and never was. The point of a cryptocurrency is to be used to flow freely. Its value comes from its utility, from being used to buy goods, services, and make transfers. We need more apps and programs and products and services based on blockchain that have a real life utility. Because right now the majority of crypto world is just a big trading exchange place where everyone comes to make profit by buying and selling. There are a lot of people that buy and sell. They go into pools without even knowing what's behind that coin. They just buy and sell charts that are raised artificially. People in crypto start to make more money now because there are a lot of newcomers that lose money. Newcomers that came here also to make money. It's a gold rush. It's just that in this Ponzi scheme, winning is done by the ones that were first here. Chapter 3, so third chapter, the hope. There are also lots of wonderful projects in crypto that bring real utility in the world and also make money. It's good to make money, but it's good to make also a better world, to leave a better place behind. And the big and beautiful money, the ones that you truly enjoy, are the ones made like that. I really believe that our destiny as humanity, our evolution in this universe would be done by a balance between high technology and the respect and the return to nature in a sustainable way. High technology meaning AI and blockchain. AI for doing all the repetitive jobs, which probably is 90% of the jobs, and blockchain, the backbone for the economic system. Now both AI compute and blockchain validations, especially proof of work, are very energy consuming. AI also needs a change at the software level in the way of training the model. Now it's used old ways of training, very advanced new high-tech models. Those ones now require disruption. When programming them, an out-of-the-box way of thinking, like there is no box because there is not. I'm sure we will get there. Concerning the blockchain, the security of the system, the consensus is very important. It's one of the bases, and is also a matter of software. If the software is great, the hardware is simple, small, and consumes less. Also, this needs to be changed. This Bitcoin program was done 16 years ago. Yes, there are other, more recent ways discovered, used by the new applications, but they are still based on the old model. We need to forget everything and start again from zero. The purpose of the purpose of technology is not to keep us inside the house or hooked on the screen all the time. By contrary, is to free us, to do the work for us, to help us be more efficient, more happy, so we can enjoy life more in the interactions with other people, and to allow us create and bring into the world our beautiful ideas. It's a tool for the mind, as Steve Jobs said. The purpose is to build software and hardware so good that you don't stay connected to them all the time. You don't need to. You just check from the time to time and offer the vision, the strategy, the trajectory. So the technology will do the work and we will have time to, read, paint, go in nature, chat with friends, live outside. Chapter 4 and final chapter, the paradigm. The amount of money on the market should be equal with the amount of existing value. So the amount of money on the market should be equal with the amount of existing value of the existing assets, products and services produced by people in real life. So the money should be printed only when the value in the real world is growing too much in comparison with the amount of money on the market. When there are too many transactions and the value of goods and services produced is higher than the amount of money on the market. For example, imagine 10 people with a certain amount of money. If the transaction number between them is growing, they will need more cash. Let's say that because they don't have any more cash, they put all the cash pile together and give it to the bank, let's say a third party. They decide to write on a paper, each one having a paper. They decide to write every transaction that happens all together, like in a blockchain. Everyone knows what everyone knows. And at the end of the month, let's say, they come together and confront the papers. They look and see that person number 1 has minus 30, person 2 plus 40, person 3 plus 60, so on and so forth. As long as it's someone with minus, like minus 30, it means that person runs on credit. So it means the amount gathered initially it's not enough to give it to person 3, let's say, that has plus 60 now. So in this case, the bank, the third party, needs to print the amount of money equal with the amount of money with the minus. So the persons with minus can get on credit that amount. So the government needs to print that, and only that, and wait for the people on credit to give it back to produce value in society for those money so they can give it back. In other words, to do something, products, services, work. And once they do that and they pay to the bank back, in that moment, the value of assets, products, services from real life is again equal with the value of money on the market. If those people with credit can't pay back, and if there are a lot of them, a market crash happens. That's why when a transaction happens, Bitcoin is created. This fast system is way more efficient, but it's the same as printing money. The thing is, the value of these Bitcoins is not backed up in society like the value of fiat, backed by assets, products, services. The Bitcoin value is only backed up by the billions of fiat that are pouring in from outside, from people and institutions that consider it as investment. But by itself, if the pouring of the fiat money stops, by itself, this cryptocurrency system cannot be sustainable if it's not backed up by useful projects that produce value. It will also crash because these transactions, they don't produce anything. The majority of them is just people buying and selling it for the profit. So is an artificial way of printing money, backed up only by the fiat invested. Like keep investing into a company that doesn't produce back returns. Some people are making money only because there are others that lose money. Therefore, a crash will happen. So if we want the blockchain to thrive on long term, it needs to create products and services using this new system and not rely on fiat money that comes in to speculate. The projects to produce value by themselves so the people that invest in crypto project will get their return of investment from the money produced by that project that offers a service or a product to society. Fortunately, we see more and more wonderful, innovative crypto projects that are taking the lead, that are taking us towards there.